Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dave Wasserman from the Cook Political Report. Best guess, Harriet Hageman's margin of victory over Representative Liz Cheney will exceed 30 points and probably 35 points. Liz Cheney has officially lost to Harriet Hageman in Wyoming. Celebration tonight. Live stream in about an hour and a half or so on this channel. I'm going to push it back to 9:30 p.m. So is at 9:15 or so. Let's make it 9:30 p.m. live stream on this channel. Why is this a reason to celebrate? And we can look right now, Washington Post. Harriet Hageman has basically double the amount of votes. 43,359 to 24,105. God bless the people of Wyoming. Amazing, awesome, fantastic people. They really are. And it's a wonderful state, wonderful people. Harriet Hageman has defeated Liz Cheney. Trump has defeated Liz Cheney. Why is that important? Her father, Darth Vader, Dick Cheney, helped plunge this country and the world into never-ending military conflict. Now, if you are a morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrat, you don't care about this. You care about Trump's tweets. Trump's tweets are more egregious than never-ending counterinsurgency conflicts where men and women in the United States of America are sent off to fight the same type of wars as Vietnam. And we learned from the Vietnam War never to engage in those types of conflicts and quagmires. Cheney and her father, they want to repeat that. Well, her father did repeat that with Rumsfeld and Bush. And the same morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats ignored all of that. They said, oh, she's a good person. She's going up against Trump. Well, as Adam Kinzinger pointed out, because he admitted, Trump won that battle. Okay, Donald Trump won that battle. It wasn't even a battle for Trump. He was accused of throwing his dinner at the wall and commandeering a limousine. They accused Trump of trying to actually overthrow the United States government. You'd have to be a complete imbecile to believe that. You would have to actually have no functioning brain cells to believe that he tried to overthrow democracy. Now, I support why people demonstrated that summer, but look at what Democrats or media or left-leaning activists get away with. And I support why people demonstrated peacefully. But I don't support $1 to $2 billion in property damage. Did Trumpers cause that? Did conservatives cause that? No. Nobody aligned with Trump caused $1 to $2 billion in property damage, 19 lives lost, 14,000 arrests, and CNN in front of a building in flames saying, oh, it's fiery but mostly peaceful. They couldn't admit, media, that the political chaos and mayhem and, the absolute madness that took place that summer benefited the Democratic Party. So they downplayed actual widespread nationwide damage to the country, to the social fabric of the country, or I should say, maybe not to what? Businesses. How many businesses? How many restaurants? How many businesses owned by people of color were destroyed? I don't know if Democrats even know. You never read in the Washington Post or the New York Times how many people of color who've had their lives destroyed or had their businesses destroyed or buildings damaged. How many property owners who are people of color had their businesses or properties destroyed. Apparently the New York Times and Washington Post don't care. And so you look, and Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, they didn't talk about the $1 to $2 billion in property damage. They didn't talk about the 19 lives lost. They didn't talk about the 14,000 arrests. They didn't talk about the hundreds of law enforcement officials who were injured. They didn't talk about the people of color who suffered from demonstrations that led to absolute, madness with curfews throughout the country. And they didn't talk about, I'm wondering when Kinzinger or Liz Cheney will ever condemn the churches destroyed throughout this country. And so you look at, this was after the Dobbs decision with Roe being overturned. How many churches were burned to the ground? And how many other clinics associated with churches or business or nonprofits were burned to the ground or destroyed or vandalized? You had Kavanaugh, whose life was threatened by a madman. You have all of this political chaos taking place from the left. And of course, where is the Federal Bureau of Investigation? Well, they're focused on Mar-a-Lago. They're focused, look, there's a lot of good people at the FBI, and they are focused on a lot of different issues. There's probably, they do protect the country from absolute maniacs. That's true. And they do protect the country from organizations throughout the world that want to do us harm. However, the top echelon of the Federal Bureau of Investigation is politicized, sides with the Democratic Party. Okay? Sides with the Democratic Party. And so you have to ask yourself, why does it side with the Democratic Party? For the same reason that Liz Cheney did. For the same reason that Adam Kinzinger did. They don't like Trump. They don't like his foreign policy. They don't like his They don't like the fact that he is against never-ending military conflict. That's the way Washington operates. They don't like the fact that he's willing to negotiate with people. He's the first president to step foot in North Korea. The Lincoln Project opposes Trump. They don't like that. They want somebody who's hawkish, militant, who worships these sacred cows. We wouldn't have had the geopolitical nightmare in Europe, or it would have been, at least Trump would have tried to prevent it from taking place. And he would have tried to negotiate with you-know-who. That is a sacred cow that Democrats can't. President Obama came in with a Russian reset. So who knows what Democratic foreign policy is all about? They blamed the Kremlin for the DNC emails that showed Democrats were cheating Bernie Sanders. So how on earth can you blame the Kremlin? Only Democrats can do that in media. And nobody was ever indicted for conspiring or colluding with an intelligence official. The only official that was colluding with anybody was with the Democratic Party, with the Steele dossier. Liz Cheney and others within the Republican Party investigated an incoming Republican president, Donald Trump, based on lies and a dossier and other deceitful statements and quote-unquote evidence purchased by Trump's direct political rivals. And so when you worship the intelligence agencies, you get WMD, you get the Steele dossier. Before that, you get Gulf of Tonkin. You get Bay of Pigs, Gulf of Tonkin, WMD. We can go on. The list of catastrophic failures within our wonderful, lofty intelligence community has led to untold, destruction around the world. How many lives have been ruined because of failures in intel? And yeah, we need intel agencies, but we need them to stay out of politics. We don't need them to justify failed interventions or regime changes, which is how Liz Cheney operates. Liz Cheney and Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. Well, Mashed Potato Brains doesn't have the money to implement Lincoln Project foreign policy. We're in a recession now, and it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. I'm probably going to do something different with the stock market crash channel. I might turn that into the H.A. Goodman's other channel, which is what it originally was. So we'll see. But hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel and also the Nuclear Confrontation channel. I might turn that to the Stock Market Crash channel. I don't even know what I'm going to do. But we're almost at 200,000 subs on this channel, people. And it's because of you. Hit subscribe. Be here tonight in about an hour and a half or so for the live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, huge news. Trump, he is a completely different ballgame that the Democrats and Republicans can't stand. Thank God he's going to run again, and hopefully he gets the Oval Office in 24. We need somebody who's anti-war, the great economy, household median incomes at record highs, and poverty at record lows with Trump. So if you're a socialist, you have no business not voting for Trump. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Thank you. Be here for the live stream at about 9:30 p.m. Pacific.